Let you know for what it's worth. I know this hurts, and I've never been good at goodbye. Never been good at goodbye.
The task at hand: find a new lead who could work at the budget we could afford, which was zero. There were some doozies. Some were crazy.
What are you doing?
Absorbing the dialogue. I'm a transcendent reader.
What?
I transcend read.
Of course you do.
Ready.
Go ahead.
Oh, Jacob.
Jason.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Jacob.
I'm wearing the camouflage in honor of Going Gorilla. When we had the premiere, all the guys wore camouflage ties, and the ladies wore something camouflage with their outfits, and it was a fun premiere. In a way, Going Gorilla is a little bit like Snatch and Grab, where to some degree I'd like to have a little bit of the movie back, and not for reasons that I think we could improve, or the only thing I think that's wrong with the movie are things that budget couldn't have helped, that budget wouldn't have helped. But I feel like in some ways, again, it did pretty good on the festival circuit. It played a lot of festivals. It increased on the number that Turkey Day had played, which, is, again, at that time anyway in our careers, what we were looking for. But I think that some of the audience maybe just didn't connect like they should have. I do think one of the curses of us making so many films is that we started to kind of step on each other's toes, when it comes to, we were submitting 3 or 4 films to one festival for that given year. We didn't really space things out. It was, again, when we started the company, not really knowing that film festivals were a thing, we just kind of made movies. But it's a movie that I really, really like, and have such fond memories both of the movie and what we did to make the movie. And it is the movie. When I start to tell people about it, there's an eye roll, because it's the independent filmmaker made a movie about making independent films. And yeah, that's it on the surface. And I did want to kind of talk a little bit about what it was like to make a movie guerrilla style, hence Going Gorilla. But really, it's a movie about it's a coming of age story for a guy who didn't come of age until his mid-20s. And I wanted to kind of do a romantic comedy in that setting, and serve as an homage to some of the really crazy but fun people that we'd met on the journey up until that point.
You taking food out of my kids' mouths.
You don't have any kids.
Yeah, well, surely I'm not going to have any now, because you've ruined my job security.
I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore.
Look, I know what we do isn't Shakespeare, but shit, man.
I read Shakespeare.
Fair enough. Stephanie Meyer, but shit, man.
Look, I really need your help on this.
Hell, you're on your own, brother, alright? Enjoy being a filmmaker, okay? Grow a soul patch. Pick out a beret while describing your favorite moments from the French New Wave. You know what? Fuck the French New Wave.
It was a really fun script to write. It was fun to be outrageous, and it was fun to shoot. I don't remember a single bad day on that shoot. I remember everybody, again, one of the few movies we would have where we would not have to recast anybody. It's essentially the same cast and crew from Turkey Day and from Abrams' Hand, and that was always an interesting debate within the ownership producer side of the company of whether or not to keep using the same actors. And on the one hand, yeah, I understand the idea that if people see the same faces, they just assume they're the same movie. Things get kind of lost in translation, which I haven't seen. On the other hand, I think about Kevin Smith. I think about some of the other filmmakers that I really liked, and they often will use similar talent. And so it was a really fun movie in that sense, because it kind of would be one of the last films where all the people from those particular films kind of were still together. And I noticed that it made me a better director, because I knew all of them so well, and I was able to kind of know who needed to be motivated in what way and how and things like that. But it's filled with a lot of memorable moments, one of which starring my daughter Jordan, and this would be the first appearance I think she had in a movie since she played the little killer in Scorned.
Some made me weep for the future.
Well, my mom says if you dress me up right, I can look 18.
But that really happened. Really, truly, a mom, a stage mom, brought their 14 or 15-year-old daughter to an audition for Littlefield, which said had implied nudity in a love scene, and her answer really was, if you dress her up right, she can look 18. It was cool because we wrapped the movie, we drove to California for AOF for the first time. It's where I met Gary in real life for the first time, and Mike, who would become my best friend in real life for the first time. I say in real life because Carlo Rodriguez was always really good at like introducing me to people online. He was like, I used to call him cinematch.com.
Going Gorilla was interesting for me. If I'm not mistaken, it was the first time that Jim and I and Twitchy Dolphin Flicks ever met. We were at the Action on Film Festival in California in the summer of 2011, and we had two movies playing in the same block. There was Snatch and Grab with a short that I did called P. Whitting and the Pirates. And the block ended up screening several times, and so we ended up going to the same screenings a bunch of times and just kind of hit it off right off of the bat, and ended up hanging out throughout the run of the entire festival. And one day there was a scene that Jim wanted to shoot involving a Canadian executive. He sort of I don't know if it was in the script or if he just wrote it, but it was kind of a last minute ask, and I was like, of course, sure, let's do this. So I shot this scene for Going Gorilla, and I guess, as they say, that was the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Any questions? Ryan, the intern.
Yeah, hi. I saw a story a few weeks ago about, the picture.
Here it comes.
And those people didn't know each other. They were just random strangers.
Ryan, this is inspired by the picture. Okay, inspired. Not one true telling of one event. It means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. This is just one.
It's just the thing is that the man in the picture is white and Mr. Riggs is black.
What's that?
African.
Oh. Go on.
Person of color. No. Nubian god.
Oh. Relax. You can say it. I'm black. I do like Nubian God, though.
Yes, Ryan, again?
Will people be confused?
I don't know, Ryan. People are stupid, so maybe they won't even remember the picture in the first place, or maybe I don't give a fuck. Maybe I'm doing this for me and not for other people or critics or fans, but I can tell you right now, I cannot give a shit less about the opinion of Ryan the fucking intern.
Jim will make sure to know you inside and out. It's, I think, what makes him such a great director. He knows what your bag of tricks is. He knows who you are. He knows how to bring out the best in you because he takes the time to get to know you. And when you've got such a diverse group of performers in something like Going Gorilla, you've got Stephanie and Ben and Ashley and Luke. You've got to find a way to make that mesh. And Jim can just do that. You feel like you're a member of his family because he's given you such leeway to be you at your best. And that whole experience, I feel like that's where it really clicked, that I'm a member of Jim's family. This is really cool.
It was just kind of, I didn't know it was a swan song. I didn't know that it was essentially the last time I would work with Mark, or really the last time I would work with so many of them. because they all went on to do other really cool things. I saw Mark do so many awesome stage productions in San Antonio. Like, we didn't lose touch with these people. They just moved on to really cool opportunities. So I wish I could go back and kind of take a mental picture of working with those people, because they were beautiful people.
What's up, Twitchy fam? This is Philip, one of the legacy cast members of the Twitchy Dolphin family. I'm coming to you from Denver. I'm no longer in Austin, but I do miss you guys dearly. I just wanted to talk to you a quick minute about going Guerrilla. And the name says it all. We shot it guerrilla style. You know, we're running around trying to get our shots in, and you know, people were looking at us like, what are they doing? And we were just having a good time, you know. And that's how film to me should be, you know, just having a good time and trying to make something entertaining and fun for people to watch. One of my most memorable times, I think, is getting my first guy kiss on screen. So, like I said, it was just an all-around fun time, really down-to-earth people. I miss you guys dearly.
It would prove to be our last beach trip, where we stole the USS Lexington.
You can't back down now. You want to do a movie about a sailor and not show a fucking boat? That'd be real amateur shit.
Okay.
Okay, so the three of us pay our way into the museum, right? We'll send Robert to the loo and have him put on the uniform. We'll get footage of his feet to cut with, to show folks running through the decks. We'll shoot Amanda on the beach, waving goodbye. Then, we'll have Robert go to the edge of the deck and shoot his OTS, a day's work. You'll be applauded for your creativity. Thousands of dollars in production value for 3 $10 tickets. Oh, can you spot me $10? I left my wallet in the other pants.
You don't have any other pants. Fuck me.
So, Going Guerrilla was the first Twitchy Dolphin film that I worked on back in 2011. And originally when I was sent down to work on it, the hopes behind it was that the grueling work of running crew on an actual film set would kill the desire to work in the film industry for me. But the exact opposite happened. The entire crew, Jim, Jessica, Chris, Francis, the entire crew, the entire cast was extremely welcoming, extremely friendly, which is not always the case in the film industry. Actually, it's few and far between that everyone can work together so cohesively, which is what I think is actually what the heart and soul of Twitchy Dolphin Flicks was that we made films. We, not just one person, it was the entire unit came together as a whole, and we made something special.
It was so great to have Eric, who I served with, and fitting that he would come in and play the part that he played and really do a great job.
Amore. So you need money?
Help.
Help is money, am I right?
I think one of my favorite memories of being a part of Going Guerrilla was one of the locations that some of the scenes were shot. It was a winery, which was very cool. It was very picturesque. But there were also some wildlife that was on the property, including a camel, which, you know, that was a little bit surreal at first, just seeing this camel in the middle of central Texas. But that was a very nice camel. It was a very cinematic camel. And, you know, it was very well behaved. You hear these stories about camels, but this one was quite friendly. The whole time we were at the winery, it was just really nice to be on a location like that. And I think that's one of the strengths that Twitchy Dolphin Flicks had exhibited throughout their tenure. They were able to get really cool locations at an indie film budget. And that's not something you always see.
But no, it was fun. It was fun to use all of the different our friends' movies in the opening credit montage to really show off some really cool independent film moments that were out there that people didn't know about. And I think that's really what it was. I mean, if Funny Books was a movie where I preached to the choir of comic book fans, this was me preaching to the choir of people who knew what it was like to have a story to tell, to want to put their guts into something, and maybe they didn't have the resources, and maybe they were, you know, the name guerrilla comes from people that are fighting they're fighting the resistance. They are fighting the man. It's no secret that our festival is called the Revolution, right? Like that's always been in our DNA. But just think about it. I mean, I had people from the military that I was in with and my film army going to war together, and that was a beautiful thing. And so Going Guerrilla will always be a movie I look back on fondly, and one of the few movies that I honestly can rewatch and have very few cringeworthy moments. And as independent filmmakers, we know that's not something small.
I'm gonna be the new king of everybody. Gonna throw a big dance at every party. Everybody will come.